What is up, everyone? My name is Jesse, and this is the Auditorium where I react to video game music as a musician. Myself, this is a Patreon request for Arion Mega Man 2 intro opening theme. I guess there's no song title. This song is only a minute and 32 seconds. I might listen to it twice. This is kind of one of those videos where, like, one of the reasons I made this channel or this series is because I don't know anything Nintendo. I grew up with a Sega Genesis and then a PlayStation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And PSP as well. So any Nintendo is foreign to me. I am aware of Mega Man. I've heard maybe 3 to 5 Mega Man songs my entire life. One of them is Dr. Wily, Central Highway, and then there's Armored Armadillo. Those are the ones I can remember. Anyways, I don't know if I've heard Mega Man 2, because there's so many of them. But it's an intro, so I'm getting kind of nostalgic here because I feel like it's going to just be like a little splash screen and then just like the main menu or something, you know, with like very minimal, like, look at this, It's so bare bones. Anyways, enough talking. Mega Man 2 intro theme, one of the very few Mega Man songs I've ever heard, and I'm excited. Let's see, let's go. 1988 Capcom. 8 of his own robots. Sped up. The hair blowing in the wind? Whoa. Wow. You know, that's going to be one of those where you have to listen to it again to like truly appreciate what's going on. I don't have notes. I had a feeling I wasn't going to have notes because it's so short, but man, it felt like I was about to literally start a game. Like I was like, that sounded like an intro from 1988 for sure. Wow. Or actually 1989, whenever it released, who knows? That was cool. We got a little backstory. He made a little 8 characters for his, I guess, 8 little bosses or something. Let's hear that again. Oh man, I don't have much, but it's just cool. It's funny because at first I was gonna say this doesn't really sound like Mega Man. It's so slow, and then boom, it sounded like Mega Man immediately. Let's go again. Why not? This sounds so Nintendo right here, like so much from what I know. That's cool, actually. It's climbing up as you're going up. I'm listening to the bass. I'm listening to everything but the lead. Whoa. That's so cool. I wonder if that's like kind of like a running motif. Because, like I said, I've heard Dr. Wily's theme, and it sounds kind of like that. Dun, 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 dun. I think that's Dr. Wily's theme. I could be wrong. Oh, which one am I thinking? It's either Armored Armadillo or Dr. Wily's theme, but it sounds like dun, 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 dun. Anyway, this is interesting because I don't really get a lot of songs like this. This is like what VGM like came from, right? This is like its roots. Even though there was definitely video games before 1988, this is kind of like the sound most people associate it with that are disconnected from VGM. They're like, oh, everything just sounds like beep, beep, boop. But to me, that just sounded very much like Nintendo. And when I say that, I know it sounds like I contradicted myself because I don't know Nintendo. I did grow up with Pokemon Yellow on a Game Boy Color. So, it has that kind of like very MIDI sound, do, 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 all that kind of stuff. But, for an intro, all I can say that this made me really like hype to play it. I feel like if you heard this for the first time, booted up your CRT on channel 3 and then and then hear this all grainy, it would hype you up. What I thought was cool though, even though it was only a minute and 30 seconds, it had 4 phases, but essentially 3. So the beginning, which is all slow and kind of like, melancholy almost, it's just telling the story. It's just telling you what's about to happen. And then as it picks up, you're gradually going up the building. And then by the time you see the main character whose hair is graciously flowing in the wind, I didn't even know he had hair. I've never seen Mega Man with that helmet, so that's new. The drop kicks in and it just goes full blast. Which is funny because it's like, it kind of shows you that Mega Man as its own character is very like, not high speed, but like it's very kind of like hyper and movement based. Because there's not a lot going on here. It's just the roof of a building and his hair flowing. Like there's not a lot of excitement going on. But the fact that it did this dramatic pose, it looks kind of cool and it sounds cool. And I like how, just a side note, it just says normal and difficult. This is, I guess, the word before the word hard came into video games. It was just difficult. Super just basic. There's nothing going on here. Wow. It reminded me of one thing, and this is, again, one of my only other, like, instances with Nintendo that I have, is Ninja Gaiden. Ninja Gaiden has a really freaking sick intro where it has, like, this, like, cinematic, like, the eyeball scene looks like a movie, and it's got that really kind of, like, slow, cool intro. You guys know what I'm talking about? There's a name for it. I forgot what it's called. And a lot of the music from Ninja Gaiden and Mega Man always sounded kind of similar to me. I don't know if the composers are the same. I didn't look that up. But for example, like one of the main songs I think of when I think of Ninja Gaiden is Unbreakable Determination. And if you were to put that song into any Mega Man game, it would just fit. And I feel like you could almost get away with putting Mega Man music maybe in Ninja Gaiden too. But anyways, so whatever limited knowledge I have of Nintendo, especially the older systems, this is NES. Wait, is it NES? Yeah, it was NES. Oh yeah, it was called Rockman too. It just has that sound, and it's really honestly fascinating how they came up with those sounds back then. But it's made for some of the coolest, most iconic pieces because of the way it sounds. It's funny because I'm pretty sure like every one of those composers back then wish it didn't sound like that. I can almost guarantee. I don't know this for a fact. It's just a theory I've always had. Because imagine like you are in their position and you want to make something cool and your own composition and you're limited. I feel like, I don't know, I just always had this theory that I feel like composers back then wish it would sound different and maybe then grew to accept what these songs sound like, even though we all love it. I'm literally just assuming, but I feel like that would be the case because it sounds so limited. Like it sounds great, don't get me wrong, but it sounds so limited. But there's some charm in that. And it just kind of transcends time. It's still talked about. It's almost about to be 2023. You know, 30 years have passed and we're still talking about it. I'm listening into it for the first time. You know what I mean? It's timeless. It's great. So even though it was a minute and 30 seconds, or in my case, 3 minutes total, you know, that was cool. That was cool. I definitely made me want to like, oh, and I'm sure the loading time was like nothing here. So I bet you as soon as you click the difficulty, you were just thrown into the first level or something. But let me know, Mega Man fans. I know you're out there. How does 2 stack up? I don't know if it's like Final Fantasy where people just agree and disagree on which one's best, or if there's like a unanimous, you know, like for example, most people think like 7 is great of FF. Is there like a Mega Man that everyone really loves? Is it X? I don't know. I don't know which is the cool ones, which are the bad ones, which has the best music. I'm sure the rabbit hole goes stupendously deep. But that was great. Let me know if it has a song name too, and I can adjust the title, but it just says Mega Man 2 intro opening theme. High quality. Remember when YouTube videos used to say HQ? High quality? Or HD? It started with HQ though. When was this uploaded? Let me guess, like 2000? 2010. Okay, yeah, that sounds about right. Oh man. Does it have the composer here by any chance? No, it doesn't. Let me know all that stuff. Let me know who composed it. And your thoughts of Mega Man. What are some cool songs in Mega Man? I know you're going to tell me anyways. And there's so much I haven't heard. This is probably honestly like number 5 that I've heard. I don't think I've heard. Hey, let me really think here. Armored Armadillo, Dr. Wily, Central Highway. There's another one. I can't remember it. There's another one. I feel like I've done Mega Man on the channel once. I could be wrong about that too. And then this one. So yeah, very like literally like 5 or 6 total ever. But it's cool. It's awesome. And the cool thing about these songs is that they're all so short because no one expected to be uploading onto this thing called the internet 30 years later and someone dissecting them. They were just meant to just kind of play and that's it. You know, a lot of people probably never even heard that whole song. Once they see the menu, they just click the button and they don't even hear the rest of the song. What a travesty. Anywho, thank you, Ariane, for that. That was really cool. If you want to make a request as well to me, a video game song, you can do so on Patreon or on PayPal. Either are totally fine. If you do not mind waiting, the wait list is absolutely insane right now. But yeah, if you do not want to wait, there is the Platinum tier on Patreon, which I provide. Kind of a first come, first serve. I only have limited slots on that, but it skips the line basically. And a big thank you to my current supporters of that: Justin, Kevin, Patrick, Your Average Metalhead, Shadow Maxim, Vanadel, Turn Arclight, and Kalanin. And thank you to you for watching, whether you are a Mega Man fan or not. And everyone else. My name is Jesse. This has been The Auditorium. I will see you dudes and dudettes in the next video. Have a nice day, holidays, whatever. Peace.